There comes a moment in every fighter's life when silence becomes heavier than the noise, when you sit alone with your thoughts, and every voice inside your head whispers the same question. Can you really do this? That's the battlefield. Not out there in the world, but right here, inside your mind. That's where winners are forged. Not in comfort, not in approval, but in the war between doubt and determination. See, most people break long before life ever beats them. They lose not because they're weak, but because they surrendered the moment it got hard. You can't do that. Not if you've got something burning inside your soul. Not if you've looked in the mirror and said, I will win. Because when you say those words, you're not making a promise to the world. You're making a covenant with yourself. A sacred vow that no excuse, no pain, no failure will make you fold. You're going to have nights when your dreams feel far away. Days when you wake up tired, lost, and empty. Moments when it feels like nobody believes in you, not your friends, not your family, not even yourself. But listen closely. Those are the days that make champions. When your back's against the wall, when your soul's on fire, when the weight of the world feels like it's crushing you. That's when greatness is watching. That's when the universe whispers, show me what you're made of. And in that moment, you rise. Not because you feel strong, but because you refuse to stay weak. You fight, you crawl, you bleed, you get up when your body screams, no more. Because your spirit says, we're not done yet. Winning isn't a gift, it's a grind. It's not luck, it's labor. It's not destiny, it's discipline. The greats didn't wake up motivated every day. They woke up committed. They trained when nobody watched. They sacrificed when no one cared. They kept moving when everything around them said stop. Every champion you admire was once a beginner drowning in self-doubt. Every success story you praise started with someone saying, you'll never make it. But they didn't listen. They looked pain in the face and said, I'll use you. You won't break me, you'll build me. Let me tell you something about life. It's not fair. It doesn't care about your feelings. It won't hand you success wrapped in a silver box. But that's exactly why it's beautiful. Because you earn every inch of it. You become something powerful when you realize no one is coming to save you. When you stop waiting for motivation and start creating momentum. When you stop begging for comfort and start chasing challenges. The world respects results, not wishes, not complaints, not potential. So get up, lock in, cut out the noise, train your mind to crave the grind, because that's where winners live, in the dirt, in doubt, in the discipline. They told you you're too late? Good. That means the race has already started. Run faster. They said you don't have what it takes? Perfect. That means you've got something to prove. They laughed at your dreams? Let them, because when you rise, they'll remember your name. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You owe yourself evolution. Pain is the down payment for greatness. Every failure is tuition for success. And every scar you carry is proof that you refuse to quit. You're not done. You're not broken. You're becoming. Every day you wake up and try again, you're winning. Every time you fail, but don't give up, you're winning. Every time you silence that inner voice that says, you can't, you're winning. Because winners aren't born with talent. They're born with tenacity. They don't wait for opportunities. They create them. They don't pray for easy. They prepare for hard. And when the world says no, they say, watch me. There's a dark season every warrior must face. It's that stretch of the road where nobody claps for you. No spotlight. No recognition. No comfort. Just silence and struggle. It's the season when you question everything, your purpose, your plan, your strength. You start to wonder, is this even worth it? And that's when the weak tap out. That's when most people let life bury their dreams under excuses. But not you. You don't stop in the storm, you become the storm. Because deep down, you know, the pain you feel today is the foundation of the power you'll wield tomorrow. Loneliness is the real test. It's not the noise that breaks you, it's the quiet. It's when the phone stops ringing, when people disappear, when your dream no longer looks like destiny, but like delusion. But listen to me, every legend was once called crazy. Every visionary was once dismissed as a fool. The world will never understand your hunger, because your vision wasn't given to them, it was given to you. And if you can walk alone, you'll walk into a future they'll never touch. Discipline becomes your closest friend in this wilderness. When motivation dies and discipline steps in and says, I got you, let's move. That's what separates the talkers from the doers. That's what makes the difference between someday and today. You don't need permission to rise. You don't need applause to keep going. You just need to show up again and again and again. Consistency beats talent when talent refuses to grind. And most people, they're talented but soft. They dream big, but they won't bleed for it. You, on the other hand, are built for the long haul. You're built for the climb, the fight, the rejection, the sacrifice, because you've tasted failure and you didn't die. You felt pain and you didn't fold. You've been doubted, and you kept going anyway. When life knocks you down, don't just get back up. Rise differently. Rise sharper. Rise wiser. Rise stronger. Every loss teaches you something that comfort never could. Every betrayal cuts away the weak pieces of your soul. Every setback strips you of your ego and replaces it with endurance. That's how champions are made. Not in the glory, but in the grind. Not in the success, but in the suffering. When you're tired, keep moving. When you're scared, keep moving. When you're broken, keep moving. Because if you don't quit, you can't lose. It's impossible to fail permanently when you're obsessed with growth. You see, winners understand something simple. The journey isn't supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be transformative. Pressure doesn't destroy diamonds. It creates them. And life is trying to see if you'll shatter or shine. So when the pressure builds, don't run from it. Lean into it. Let it mold you. Let it harden your spirit. Let it teach you to breathe fire when everyone else gasps for air. There's a version of you on the other side of this pain, a stronger, more dangerous version. One that doesn't flinch when life hits. One that doesn't beg for comfort. One that knows how to walk through chaos and still keep calm. That version is waiting for you, but you have to earn your way there. Through sweat, through doubt, through sleepless nights and endless days. Pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Every challenge you face is sharpening your edge. Every setback is chiseling your purpose. You're not losing, you're learning. You're not stuck, you're strategizing. You're not behind, you're building. So stop crying about what's hard. Start respecting it. Because hard is what forges greatness. Hard is what separates the elite from the average. Anyone can start. Anyone can dream. But the few who finish, they live forever. And you're one of the few. You're built differently. You don't need external validation. You validate yourself through action. You don't wait for perfect conditions. You create them. You don't bow to pain. You command it to serve you. You are the storm that others fear. You are the fire that won't die. You are proof that pain cannot defeat purpose. There comes a point when pain no longer feels like punishment, it feels like fuel. You stop running from it, and you start feeding on it. Every scar becomes a reminder that you survived what was meant to destroy you. Every loss becomes a lesson written in blood. Every lonely night becomes training for greatness. That's when everything changes. That's when you stop waiting for success and start becoming successful. Because you finally realize no one's coming to save you. No one's coming to hand you your dream. No one's going to understand the fire inside you. And that's okay, because you don't need saving, you were built to conquer. You start waking up with a new kind of energy. Not the hype kind, but the quiet kind. The kind that whispers, let's go again. Even when you're tired. Even when you're sore. Even when the world doubts you. Because deep down, you know something they don't. You can't lose if you refuse to quit. You can't fail if you learn from everything. You can't be stopped if you keep showing up. That's the secret the world hides from you. Success isn't about luck, it's about longevity. It's about having the patience to keep planting seeds when everyone else gives up on the soil. People will talk. They'll doubt. They'll gossip. They'll laugh. Let them. Because while they waste their energy watching you, you're using yours to win. Every second you spend proving them wrong is a second you could be proving yourself right. So stop chasing validation. Start chasing victory. Winners don't announce what they're doing, they show results. They move in silence. They let success do the talking. They let consistency write the story. And when the world finally sees them shine, they call it luck, but you and I know better. We know it was blood, sweat, sacrifice. We know it was years of grinding when no one noticed. We know it was nights spent crying, doubting, pushing but never quitting. That's not luck. That willpower turned into legacy. You will win. Not because it's guaranteed, but because you've made it inevitable. You've built the habits. You've learned the lessons. You've endured the storms. And now you're unshakable. When others panic, you plan. When others complain, you create. When others break, you breathe. That's what separates winners from the world. They're not superhuman. They're super disciplined. They're not fearless. They've just learned to move through fear. They don't chase comfort. They chase clarity. You're no longer the same person who started this journey. You've evolved. You've transformed. You've become something dangerous to mediocrity. You've been tested, and you didn't crumble. You've been rejected, and you didn't retreat. You've been hurt, but you didn't hide. That's why you will win. Because you've already faced what most people run from. You've already fought battles no one saw. You've already proven that your will is stronger than your wounds. You see, the world only respects one thing: results. And you're about to deliver them. You've turned your pain into power, your struggle into strength, your doubt into dominance, your failures into fuel. And now, it's time to collect everything you've earned. This is your era, your season, your time. No more hesitation. No more fear. No more waiting for the right moment. This is the right moment. You've bled for this. You've sacrificed for this. You've lost this. Now you win for this. Wake up every day and remind yourself, I'm not here to be average. I'm here to be great. I'm not here to fit in. I'm here to stand out. I'm not here to survive. I'm here to dominate. Say it until it becomes your identity. Because when your mind believes it, your life begins to align with it. They doubted you? Good. You needed that. Because nothing builds a champion like being underestimated. They laughed at your dream? Perfect. That laughter was the spark that ignited your fire. They turned their backs on you? Even better. Because you learned how to stand alone, and that's the greatest strength of all. Every betrayal, every delay, every heartbreak was preparing you for this exact moment. The moment you finally rise and say, I will win. Not someday, not when it's easy, not when they believe in me, but now. Because I've already been to the fire and I didn't burn. I forged. So when life tries to break you again, smile. When the pressure mounts, breathe deeper. When the world says you can't whisper, watch me. Because you've been built in silence for this. And now, the noise of your success will shake the earth. You don't need anyone's permission to win. You don't need anyone's approval to rise. You've already earned it through pain, persistence, and purpose. You are proof that discipline beats doubt. You are proof that resilience conquers resistance. You are proof that no matter what stands in front of you, you will win.